This is Comic Picks by the Glick.
Hey, and I'm your host, Jason Glick.
Hey, Jason Glick. What's going on?
Hey, John. Yeah. So this week, I'm going back into full movie tie-in mode because, by the time this goes up, on the 6th week, it's like a week from this coming Friday will be the premiere of Red, the first movie based on the work of Warren Ellis. Now it's like. I'm all for seeing the movie. Just on the fact that I want to I'll make sure Warren Ellis gets my money, well, even more of our money anyway. But looking at the trailers, I'm slightly concerned about how this is going to turn out because Ellis has endorsed what he's seen about how the movie has turned out. It's like the tone of the movie is strikes me as being substantially different from that of the 3-issue miniseries that it was based on. And the miniseries is basically about a guy named Paul Moses. He is a happily retired government operative. He worked in foreign acquisitions, which basically means he traveled around the world and killed a lot of people, because he believed that was for the good of the government, because he believed that was the right thing to do at the time. And now he killed a bunch of people. He's a goddamn monster, and they basically told him, okay, you're done now, Paul. You can stop killing. You just go ahead and enjoy your retirement. And that's what he did for years. Until the current director of the CIA was shown his file, and they decided that a monster like him couldn't be allowed to live. So after the CIA killed him and sent to his house, he goes back to the CIA to settle scores. Now, on one hand, Ellis has said this is basically about a story about the unexploded minds of the 20th century. It's the stuff that we've left behind over the years to show, as part of our incursions into other countries, basically us acting as the policemen of the world here, and that's what Paul Moses is. He's just going around, he's a guy who was he was a monster, but he was our monster, something we created that we can control until we decided that he wasn't worth it anymore. And now it's about him trying to settle scores and just take control of his life right here. Now from there, it's basically an exercise in style and action because art comes from Cully Hamner, a very very talented guy who's got a great sense of style, character who's equally at home in showing character body language, displaying emotion, and as well as generating tension as well, and showing fighting and planning out what sequences, what angle is best for showing a great action scene. I mean, this is 3 issues, and it's very entertaining. It is very very entertaining. It's just seeing the action scenes, when Paul is attacked in his home. It's takes a nice horizontal panel scenes where he you're watching a movie where he's dodging things in his house, killing the bad guys, and just showing the action as it happens. It's just kind of you're virtually watching a movie right here. Now it's very very stylish, and it's great fun throughout the rest of the series. Watching Paul kill bad guys in very inventive ways. I'm looking at this one scene right here where he just shoves an arrow through a guy's head just because he's in the wrong place at the wrong time. And there's also something interesting to say about about America's plans for how it's approached its position as world's policeman over the years. It's good stuff, but the thing is, looking at the what I've seen of the trailers for Red, it strikes me as instead of just being a very tense, very tense, stylish exercise in violence and just accounting for America's actions over the course of years, it strikes me as we're getting grumpy old retired government operatives. Now, I'll admit the trailer looks pretty entertaining, and you've got Bruce Willis, you got Morgan Freeman, you got John Malkovich, and got Helen Mirren. I mean, Ellis has said that, hey, if you don't want to see Helen Mirren with a sniper rifle in a movie, then he doesn't think that he can be friends with you anymore. So hey, I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt right here, and I'm also willing to bet that that all the money he's got for for having the movie adapted has some sort of role in there as well. But still, it looks like we're getting like I don't know what's like if we're gonna get something that's actually true to the spirit of the film of the original source material. In the movie, I mean, it could be entertaining for entirely different reasons, but you know, I don't know. It's like I'll wait and see what the movie's like, and if it turns out all right, then if the reviews are good, then you know, like I'll probably go check it out. But you know, it's like I'll be it's like I'm holding my breath for movie adaptation, as much as I like all the. You okay over there, John?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
Didn't you hear me coughing? Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, especially I like the actors involved. I'll be holding my breath to see how this adaptation turns out. Now, the interesting thing about Red though is that it was initially issued as a flip book. Like it was like Ellis did a bunch of 3-issue miniseries for Wildstorm, for DC's Wildstorm imprint. And it was originally published with another series called Tokyo Storm Warning, which, you know, wasn't bad, but you know, it's basically like Ellis's take on like the giant robot genre in Japan, and it's basically it's a story of that has a great ending, but doesn't actually have a great story in and of itself. It's about this one American girl who's like attached to part of this new Japanese giant robot squad, and she's our point of view characters. We get to see the action, and it's, you know, it's all right, but it's the only thing that's really interesting aside from is the end, when we find out like where these giant robots are coming from and what they were born out of. That was cool. Everything beforehand, it's just kind of like you know, you're better off just going and watching an old Godzilla or Ultraman movie, you know. Now, that said, I mentioned this comes from DC's Wildstorm imprint, and as you'll know, like about a week ago, Wildstorm was announced as being officially closed down by DC Comics. Now, okay, John, it's like if I told you to name your favorite like a Wildstorm comics or name any comic that's come from Wildstorm, you'd be hard pressed to think of anything, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because originally it was Jim Lee's imprint that he started up when he formed Image Comics, and this was home to Wildcats, Stormwatch, and like other titles. But you know, it's like for a long time, I think it was generally just crap, you know, because as great an artist as Lee was, it's like man's talent was in art, not storytelling. And a lot of the stuff, just, you know, it's like it's telling that usually stuff like that none of this has been reprinted is proof of the fact that, hey, you know, it wasn't worth reading in the first place. And hey, if you're willing to dispute me, hey, you know, it's like you know where my website is, so just go ahead and tell me otherwise. But still, it's like I'm willing to bet most people probably agree with me that like the imprint did actually start getting good until Alan Moore and Warren Ellis showed up. Now Moore, as you know, is probably one of the greatest comic writer of the last couple of decades. He's been like raised the bar of comic book storytelling in Watchmen and V for Vendetta, as well as work on Swamp Thing and various other DC titles. And then he came to work on Wildcats, and his work there basically proved that, you know, it's like that when he's slumming it, when Alan Moore is at his lowest ebb, he's still better than most people out there, because this storyline basically involved a new group of Wildcats taking charge and being more proactive, taking on more proactive role against the criminal element, and eventually like leading to like an all-out gang war, while the other group of Wildcats find out the war they didn't find out. Basically the whole war the series has been predicated on has been over for about a couple hundred years once they go to visit one of their home worlds. It's like you can find this all in there's like big volume like the like Alan Moore's Complete Wildcats, and you know, it's not bad. But the thing is, Moore doesn't have a whole lot to work with here, because the characters here that he's left with are just kind of like ciphers, you know, just like they're basically like to emulate cooler characters that they left behind, that the creators left behind when they were in the Marvel Universe and they went to work on their own characters. And it's mostly notable for the fact that he gave us that Moore introduced us to Tao, the great schemer who pitted the Wildcats against each other, who started the gang war, and would go on to basically form the main antagonist role in Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips' excellent Sleeper series. And beyond that, it's not really worth a lot, because also it's like essentially the series was supposed to have like art from Travis Charest, but while he provided the majority of the art for Moore's run, like there are like 14 or 15 different artists working on the 15 issues that Moore wrote, and it's like that's just absolutely insane. I mean, it's like you got like 3 different artists working on the same issue, and it's just crazy. It's like there's hardly any visual consistency throughout the arc, and it's like I don't know. It's like it's entertaining, but it's kind of like, it's like it's more like if you want to see how Alan Moore works in the main modern superhero universe, and it's worth checking out. But overall, it's kind of like, hey, if you didn't want to check it out, you're not missing much. But still, the other creator who contributed a lot to Wildstorm is Warren Ellis, and upon its passing, Ellis said that one thing he liked most about Wildstorm was that once they gave him the project, they just got out of the way and let him do whatever he wanted, and that proved great dividends for them. Because he took Stormwatch from being just like a random superhero team to being the example of how showing how a superhero team will function under government authority. Eventually, by turning the team into the authority and redefining a modern superhero action with the team. Like once he realized that, hey, it's like, it's kind of funny. It's like he talked about how Image kept letting them write Stormwatch because they liked the series even though no one was reading it. So that basically prompted him to okay, now I got to take this to the next level. And so that's when he created the Authority out of Stormwatch. So that was kind of cool, and it worked. And those 12 issues that they did with the Authority were great, and it also led to some of Mark Millar's better work. Well, I'll have to go back and reread it read again to see if it's actually just good or just like if I was just blinded by the buzz at the time. But and then it led on to his own other creator own stuff, which led to stuff like Red, Tokyo Storm Warning, Reload, Mech, and Oceans. He had a fruitful relationship with Wildstorm, up until the point that it's like they that DC basically decided, hey, you know what, we're not gonna give Wildstorm the attention it needs and deserves. So hey, sucks to be you. So it's. So basically, Rich Johnson over at Bleeding Cool basically outlined this better. It's the demise of Wildstorm is just due to neglect on part of DC. I mean, they basically undercut them at every angle when it's in terms of editorial interference, wanting to tie it in tighter to to DC continuity. Basically, so Wildstorm universe is now one of the 52 different worlds as part of the DC that are part of the DC multiverse, and they also killed the mature readers imprint, which gave us Joe Casey's great Wildcats 3.0, which is great stuff, even better than Moore's run on the series, which it's saying another writer had a better run on the series than Alan Moore. That doesn't happen, period. But still, it's I'm looking forward to reading the second year of Joe Casey's run, assuming it ships from DC next year, but we'll see about that. But Casey also had a point when he talked about his tenure with Wildstorm. Basically, he was proud to be a part of the imprint when it was at the cutting edge of superhero action, and then he was proud to have left the series left the imprint when it wasn't. So that's pretty much how it is. It's like because for the last couple of years, like all Wildstorm has just been like circling the drain. It's just, like it's just been fun. There's been a sick thrill on it, like watching their series. Their like series like Wildcats, The Authority, Stormwatch, just Gen 13, circle the drain, like as DC tries to figure out what to do with it, because like the Wildstorm relaunch, which is supposed to be like heralding the imprint back to greatness, like under the guidance of Grant Morrison, as he wrote The Authority and Wildcats. That was stillborn after Morrison left. Was convinced by DC editorial to come back to focus on his efforts on DCU stuff as opposed to his Wildstorm titles. So that stuff was gone, left for dead. And now we get and then like the rest of the stuff. Well, I really liked Christos Gage's like Stormwatch post-human division series. That was a good example of, like street level superheroes, kind of like just like a good cop show, only with all the superhero action. It's like, and Gage is good with that stuff. So like, that's like the most modern Wildstorm stuff I've bought. I mean, like, as opposed, well, I guess there's also Peter Milligan's The Program, which I talked about on the blog, and that's done. I was junk. So, but still, it's like the series, the imprint is just circling the drain, and people have been wondering, like, well, when is the plug going to be pulled? And well, now we have our answer. So, I'd like to say that I'm sad about the demise of Wildstorm, but it's like it was dead years ago. So like now it's just kind of we've just all DC did with this announcement is just like they went and shot the zombie in the head. So that's all it is. So I'd like to have seen Casey resolve his Wildcat storyline. I'd like to have seen more stuff with the Alan Moore's America's Best Comics imprint. I like to have seen like them do a more fruitful relationship with Warren Ellis, if he just given him more freedom to do stuff. But it's like all that stuff's in the past. So in the end, it's like all they did was DC just killed the zombie, and it's like I just hope that we'll get a couple good trade paperbacks out of the stuff in their backlist. So other than that, well, hey, it's still the characters are still part of DC's multiverse. So if someone really wants to explore them again, they're free to. Other than that, well, just imagine me pouring 40 on their grave and walking away. So yeah. So I don't know. It's like I kind of wonder if Myron would have something to say about this, because I know I'm pretty sure that he's probably much more involved with Jim Lee's stuff back in the day. But well, I'll have to ask him next time I see him then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And on that note, everyone, we're gonna call a night, and then I'll see you again in 2 weeks' time.
Alrighty. We'll catch you later.
Bye.
Bye.